Don't think about it, just do it. All right, y'all, I'm back with another one. Some of y'all know I've been knee deep in these AI tools, and the president of the NBMBAA reached out to me and wanted me to teach this to their organization. So I'm going to give y'all all the strategies to keep in mind when you're talking about prompting. AI is not the future, it's the new advantage. So let's dive right in so you don't miss anything. So this session is all about moving the casual user, the tools. I mean, even if you're an enthusiast, you kind of skeptic, or even if you use it every day, it makes you more strategic of how you're using this stuff. Okay, even if it's just a little bit. So the core idea, again, the results are based on the quality of the prompt. We're going to shift the mindset of using AI like a strategic partner rather than some search engine. Okay. Now, when we talk about opportunity, opportunity is everywhere right now. It's everywhere. We just getting started, especially if you have an entrepreneur spirit about yourself, even if you don't. But we're gonna see a lot of multi-million dollar one-person businesses out here just from taking advantage of AI and speeding up the process. But it's all about being intentional. Okay. And so what we're gonna learn about again is the prompting. We're gonna learn about role assigning, master prompts, voice modes, and how we can apply any of this in everyday life. So the things to keep in mind, again, the quality of your direction is gonna determine the quality of your answer. AI has no standards. You set the standard. You set the limitations to how the work it gives you. Okay, we're no longer asking AI what to do. You tell it who you are, who you talking to, and what needs to happen. Okay, and then the master prompt. The master prompt. It's not a shortcut, it's an infrastructure to what you're doing. So you build it out once and then you use it forever. All right. All right. So let's begin. Let's go. All right. So some of y'all might have seen this before. This is a structure of a prompt, right? Some of y'all might have seen this again. So we're looking at AI like a strategic partner who happens to be your assistant. Okay, so let's go down the structure. You got your role, given an identity. You can see an example. You give it an identity. Then you give it a context. Give it some background. Then you give it a task. Be intentional with what you want with your answers. And then you give it a format. Now the format, that's your preference of how you want it. The most important things to remember here though is the role, the context, and the task. Always assign a role to it. Then give it context. Then tell it exactly what you want it to do. Okay, you're gonna start telling AI what to do. No more asking. We're not asking. This isn't Google. Okay, no more asking. You're gonna tell it what to do. This is the biggest shift right here. I don't go to IHOP and say, "Can I get some syrup?" Right? No, I already expect them to have syrup. I'll take the original. Thank you. All right, so let's jump into this first example. This first example, how and you'll see how powerful this is. And this just came up last week. I just added this to my slides a couple of days ago. So I was on the phone talking with somebody who works at the clerk office downtown, and they look over quit claim deeds. And some of those deeds they get denied. People had the wrong information, improper format, and they'll have to get denied. You know, find out what's wrong with it. I'm thinking in my head, okay, well, are they not using AI or any of these tools out here, ChatGPT or something? And so what I did, I plugged it into my tools myself. The same request, but it's two different outcomes. You can see the first one is very vague. Create a quick claim deed. Okay, well, you can see it's very generic. Could be any county, any state. This could be any document. It's not useful at all. But the second prompt you see is more intentional. It gives you real deliverables. It calls out the Wayne County specific using legal language, title company, letterhead. This kind of document can actually be used, showing the tax information, tax IDs, where to put it. You know, the only thing that changed is the direction. How you direct it though. This is the entire point of this session. So this is a clear, you know, structure, blank template that you can keep in mind. Always remember, give it a role, you know, act as whatever role they need to act in. The context, give it some background, you know, who you are, you know, what role, you know, what's your job, you know, what projects you working on, you know, who your audience is, who you talking to, what goal do you want to achieve. Then give it a task, provide, you know, specific tasks, then a format. Okay, so just remember this structure here.
Don't think about it, just do it.